I got part 4 for you here of the NFL season predictions. Of course, we got the AFC East we're talking about today, but if you have not seen part 1, part 2, and part 3, I do highly recommend seeing those after you watch this video because there's a lot of good takes on there. But if you don't know what we're talking about here, we're just going to be doing the traditional predictions. 4, 3, 2, 1, literally just how it goes in the NFL divisions. 4 being the worst, number 1 being the best. Let's get into the AFC East. The number 4 team, I think, is pretty much solidified at this point, especially they just announced their starting quarterback is Jacoby Brissett. I got the New England Patriots, man. And, you know, this team, they just lost Bill Belichick. Of course, they fired him. I do like Gerard Mayo as their new coach, but I don't think things are going to be kind of easy this year. You know, for the Patriots, it's going to be definitely a rebuild mode this year. I really do like Stevenson as the running back. When it comes to the wide receivers, I feel like me could go out there and be number 2 wide receiver. Well, no shots at anybody, I swear. I'm sorry, Patriots fans. I just don't like your offense this year. Like I said, I like Stevenson. I like a couple of tight ends they got. Hunter Henry, you know, Austin Hooper. But other than that, their O-line's at least average at least. And their defense, they just lost Matthew Judon. And hopefully the cornerback can come back for his second year. Christian Gonzalez, I think his name is. But their team is just not going to be ready yet. It is what it is. I am so sorry, Patriots fans. Well, not really sorry because you've had so many winning seasons in the last 20 years with Tom Brady. My win prediction for them is going to be literally between 2 to 4. I could be hating on them for some reason. I don't know why. I just don't feel confident in this Patriots team. Between 2 and 4 wins. I'm sorry, man. Patriots number 4. Now, the 1 through 3 in the AFC East is going to be really dicey with everyone's predictions. I could absolutely see any case scenario and be completely fine. So if you don't like my predictions, at least give me a little slack, okay? My number 3 team in the AFC East is the New York Jets, and I really did like what they did this offseason. You know, they completely readdressed the offensive line room. They got Tyron Smith. They drafted Olu. Cannot remember his name. So their offensive line was not good last year. They completely revamped it this year. Of course, you still got Garrett Wilson. You got Mike Williams. I almost forgot his name for a second. Their wide receiver room's okay. They're number 1 and number 2. They're really good. Of course, you still got Aaron Rodgers there. But we all know, is he going to play? Is he going to be healthy? You know, even when he was on the Packers a couple of years ago, he was a mediocre quarterback. And, of course, the team was also mediocre. But I just don't know how he's going to react with that torn Achilles injury. You know, of course, I think he's going to the Hall of Fame for sure. I just don't know how he's going to play this year at the age of 40, man. That's a pretty old age. Well, for a professional wise, okay? And of course, their defense is going to be a top 10 unit for sure. We still don't know what's going on with Hassan Reddick. I don't know if he's still holding out or not, but even without him, their defense is still a top 10 unit. I got them between 8 to 10 wins, definitely fighting for that wild card spot. So no really hate for Jets fans at all here. I just think the AFC is too good, man, especially in their division. So the Jets number 3. My number 2 team, and this might be a shocker to a lot of people, I got the Miami Dolphins as my number 2 team. Number 1 is the Buffalo Bills. And of course, we all know the Miami Dolphins have one of the fastest wide receiver rooms in the league. One of the fastest freaking teams in the league with freaking Raheem Mostert, you know, Devon Achane. I forgot how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry. But of course, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. This offense is going to be really good. They addressed a couple of pieces on the offensive line, even though they did lose Robert Hunt. But I still think, you know, at least their offensive line's mediocre at, you know, not mediocre at best, I'm sorry, mediocre at worst. And of course, Tua, we all know he just got that big fat bag in this offseason. Is he overpaid? I do think so. I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's worth $53 million a year. 53, 52, whatever he's getting. But I still love this offense for sure. Now, their defense did lose Christian Wilkins, but they did get a couple pieces. They got Calais Campbell, you know. They did lose a little middle linebacker, Jerome Baker, but they still got Jalen Ramsey. So their defense is going to be about mediocre at best, you know. Well, not at best, I'm sorry, but mediocre, average, whatever. I got them between 9 and 11 wins, just like last year, something like that in that range. I think this Dolphins team is going to be obviously really good too, but I think just the Bills are just a little bit better at least. I don't know. And now the Buffalo Bills are number 1 team, and it's weird because like you think that they'd be maybe number 2, maybe number 3 on a lot of people's power rankings. I'm sorry, not power rankings, division rankings. And I completely understand that because they did lose a lot of people. Stephon Diggs, you know, that's a really big blow for that wide receiver room, but he technically was a cancer in that locker room. But Josh Allen is still, of course, the top 5 quarterback for sure. James Cook is one of the most underrated running backs in the league. You know, I really do think that Keon's going to completely break out this year. You know, they got Curtis Samuel. You know, they got a couple of nice little wide receivers. Their O-line's still pretty good, but they did lose a lot of pieces on the defense. I understand that Jordan Poyer, Trey White, but I just think this offense, man, for some reason, I don't understand why, but I think they're going to be really good this year. I got them between 11 and 13 wins. I do really like this schedule as well. When I was going through each team's schedule, I was looking at the Bills. I'm like, I mean, of course, there's a couple of tough teams, of course, but overall, I'm like, damn, they're kind of got the nice, easy schedule. I'm not gonna lie. But I got the 4 is the Patriots. Number 3 is the Jets, definitely a wild card team. Number 2 is the Dolphins, wild card team for sure, of course. And then the number 1 is the Bills. If you do like it, hit that like button, comment down below your freaking biggest reaction because I do really want to see your guys' opinion on all these type of videos. But that wraps up to part number 4, and I'm out of here. Deuces.